So recently, Scottie and I went down to PPDM in Houston, and we presented on data processes and how they generate data assets. It was an insightful conversation. Felt like there were some good key takeaways, and we wanted to share a few with you all today.
That's right.
All right. We started the conversation with what are the common issues we see with clients that we serve. And one of the biggest themes is that we often choose technology before understanding our data processes or before truly understanding what problem we're trying to solve. There's no shortage of shiny technology out there.
Yeah, and I think what we see a lot of times when customers reach out to us is you've got a leader who's been struggling with getting the right data for decision making or for some new project, and their frustration spills over and kind of after enduring through the data challenges that they have for a period of time, their solution, which is logical, is, well, we clearly need a tool for this. And a lot of times what we encourage teams to do is go in and take a look at, are your processes right? Because if your processes aren't there, then really there's probably no technology out there that's going to resolve the underlying issues that you have.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. I mean, one of the key things we talk about is, yes, like, understand your processes, understand where your organization is at, understand if the technology that you're considering implementing is truly right-sized for your organization's needs, if it's scalable. So truly understanding, can it be fit for purpose? Does it meet the needs of the org?
I really like the analogy that Nichole came up with. Kind of defining the issue is, fuel in the car. Data is your fuel, and it makes your car go. If you don't have the right fuel, or if you don't have enough fuel, you're going to have issues. And it doesn't matter anything else that you do. Kind of going with the car analogy, anything else you do with your car, put better tires on it, that's not going to fix your underlying issue.
Yeah. So, like, in short, if we had to sum all that up, if you don't remember anything else, just think about process before tech. Anybody can go implement technology, but to truly maximize the value for the organization that you're serving, understand those processes first. So the next thing we really touched on in our presentation was about common challenges, and there are a few listed here, and we won't read them all off. But if you're not managing your data well, and we're thinking about data as the fuel that powers the organization, it's kind of like putting low quality fuel into the car tank, right? So you're going to start seeing communication breakdowns within the organization, similar to like an engine misfiring. You might have insufficient alignment across your teams. Maybe different departments are using data in different ways, which leads to low confidence in the quality of data, and just eroded trust because people don't know what to use because they're getting conflicting information. A couple key points there that we made really was around delayed decision making and distractions. If you're constantly focused on data wrangling and fixing data, it's very difficult to pull up out of the weeds and focus on those higher level tasks and milestones that you need to be hitting as an organization to truly drive things forward.
And we really took that car analogy and think of it like your dashboard on your car. If your check engine oil light or your check tire pressure light are coming on at random and it's not connected to what's actually going on in your vehicle, it's going to create a ton of wasted time and wasted money. You're taking your car in to get fixed when it doesn't need to be fixed, or you're not getting your car repaired because your dashboard's not telling you that it needs a repair, and so you're doing further damage to your vehicle. And so the next part that we talked about and what we see with clients is making sure that the pathway between the data that goes into a system and wherever that data is consumed, whether it's by another system or an AI product or just a dashboard, you've got to make sure that those pathways are clear. And and you've got good processes. And one way we see organizations drive a lot of value is having a formal data request process. Being able to request data and receive it timely is so valuable, whether that's an integration between two systems or getting more data into the warehouse from a source system. It allows teams to trust that the IT organization is going to be able to support them whenever they have a need, and as needs evolve and data needs evolve, that the IT organization is going to be able to support that. It also helps with decision making. If I can get data quickly, so we're making decisions, our world changes, we need a different set of data to augment what we already have. If I can rely on my IT organization to deliver that in a relatively quick manner, I can make decisions faster than my peers, than other organizations in my space, and I can take advantage of market conditions. I can take advantage of M&A activity, whereas my peers, are still trying to figure things out. Another thing that comes out of this is data governance and data management. We see a lot of clients think, well, if I just govern my data or manage my data, that will help out a lot. And we 100% agree. Data governance and data management are critical. One thing we see where firms go wrong is that they go in and they develop a program based on what the textbook says, whatever textbook they're relying on. We encourage teams to do a fit-for-purpose approach. We work with clients where you might have 10 people in a cubicle setting and they can all talk to one another and they all have the same institutional knowledge. We deal with clients that are tens of thousands of employees across multiple continents, multiple countries, multiple business lines. Data management and data government looks very different for those organizations. So make sure that your organization and what you're trying to govern and what you're trying to manage matches what you're putting in place. Yeah. We always encourage just enough governance. And Nichole, you've got you've seen that done the right way and the wrong way.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's definitely a delicate balance, and I think just to expand on what Scottie said, so it's if you focus on the practice and not the program, and you gain alignment and prioritize the data that is most critical for your decision making and for your organization, you're going to be in much better shape with the ability to drive your organization forward. We've seen a lot of organizations try to do it textbook style, and it really just needs to be fit for purpose. If you do it textbook style, oftentimes, especially if you're a smaller organization and you have a lot of conflicting priorities, it can get lost. And what happens is that you can just kind of lose your momentum and traction there. And so if you can really just scale it to fit the needs and focus on the highest priority data and drive things forward that way, you're going to be in much better shape.
I will say, there's probably not a month that goes by where we don't run into a client or a potential client who says, we've been trying to launch this data management program, and we've been working on it for 2 years, or we spent 3 years trying to get it up and running, and we just said, forget it, we're just going to walk away from it. And so, to build on Nichole's point, we also encourage team members, like, what is your biggest pain point, and target that pain point and focus on that. Don't focus on the broader scope. What's going to deliver value next month or next quarter? And manage that, govern that, and then decide, well, do I need to expand my program, or is this sufficient?
Yeah.
Another component that we see, data quality. A lot of times we'll see teams complain about data quality. That's very common. I would say 80% of the time, data quality, the actual data in the system, is not really the issue. It's being used incorrectly, or somebody's not going to the correct source, or if for like artificial intelligence, predictive analytics. What we're seeing is that the data isn't available at the right granularity. And so instead of using, say, sensor data out in the field, they're trying to use rolled up estimates at the headquarters office, and it's not giving them the level of data they need, and that's a data quality issue. Well, no, you're not getting it from the right source. So we also encourage teams, go back, map it, make sure you know where that data is coming from and that you're getting it from the right place.
Same. Make sure you prioritize, make sure you gain alignment. That's going to increase your trust in the data. That's going to enhance your performance as an organization. Start with those small wins. gain buy-in and trust, and rinse and repeat. So I think those are kind of the biggies. One of the folks in the audience said, all of this sounds great, but like, how do you actually make this work? Because we see so many people struggle. And if I had one word that I would use, I would say it's prioritization. And it's been sprinkled throughout our conversation today, and it certainly was there at the conference as well.
I think the other piece of that is focus on what impacts the top line revenue and what impacts the bottom line income. If it doesn't really move those, especially on the data management and governance side, why are you doing it? Granted, yes, it can make people's lives easier, and that's certainly a thing, but it really needs to translate into monetization of your data. And if you can't monetize it, you need to probably sit down and ask, is it really worth doing?